It's your girl, Queen of Hearts, the Hood Oracle, the Earth Angel. I'm in the building. This is a Wake and Bake session. I have some shit to talk about. So, excuse me if you can hear my son in the background snoring like a grown-ass man. It is the wee hours of the morning. And this is when I usually get my download. So I wanted to go ahead and record this while it's still fresh in my brain. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I appreciate the love, you guys. Share this with your friends, family, co-workers, anybody that you think could use a good bit of spiritual advice. Alright, so here we go. I just got a download. This shit is deep, right? This is the Clash of the Ages. The all-time war of all wars. Light versus dark. Bottom line, that's what this is. This whole thing about the divine masculine and the divine feminine is what this is about. I have known this for quite some time, but today I am able to put it in words so that I am able to explain it in such a way I can simplify it, basically, is what I'm saying. This is deep, yo. And the intricate details of it all exist in every fabric, every portion of life as we used to know it and as it is becoming. Evolution. The science is written in the story of evolution. And this has been going on for ages. This war is not a war, okay? It is the ebb and flow of evolution. This is going to continue to go on because this is how we evolve. But the thing of it is, see, this is the system it's okay. Forgive me, guys, because I'm getting these downloads right as I'm speaking to you. So this is deep, okay? Because the more I open up, the more things are opening up to me. All right? Now, listen. Listen. This is all about evolution within yourself. Evolving to your highest self, right? A lot of us have woken up. A lot of us have taken our place, and we are continuing to make the changes, right? There are a lot of people who have kind of been left behind in a sense. They are too waking up in their own sense, but let me correct myself. They haven't been left behind. They too are waking up, but they lack an understanding of the process that is taking place, and so they are in this state of confusion right now. Those of us who have evolved have been in this state of confusion for a long time, navigating this confusion, and we have had to do away with the pain and suffering that came with all of that confusion, okay? This goes out to all my people that fall under these labels of mental illness, emotional depression, things of that nature, okay? You have been navigating a confused fucking world and trying to make sense of this shit, and this is what made you crazy. To the crazy people, of course, right? Because if you are hearing this and you are understanding exactly what the fuck I'm saying, then there's not a goddamn thing wrong with you. You ain't crazy. Them motherfuckers is crazy, right? So, and I could laugh at that shit because it is funny. It really is funny, right? Because the reality is this, right? We've been taught to go against the things that we feel. and that has been leading us astray. It's been leading us away from the light. And there are some dark entities here who have been fighting to keep this in play for quite some time. But it was meant for them to be here in order for us to have this moment, because you know, a lot of us wanted to test our faith, you know. And so yes, you are going to be put to the ultimate test, because in order to get to heaven, which is your higher self, right, you have to go through hell, which means you have to overcome the lower energy frequencies. Okay, you have to overcome your fears, your doubts. You have to overcome, you know, all of these things in order to gain control over the ego, right? The ego is a physical expression of the spirit, right? And so one must be in a state of balance in order to truly produce physically what it is that replicates their happiness. You understand what I'm saying to you? And we've been taught to do that the opposite way around. We have been taught to that if we feed the ego, that this is how we attain happiness. Okay, and the people who are in control of this, they know this, and they have been using it against us this whole time. Okay, now I know to a lot of people right now, I'm probably gonna sound crazy, but there's a lot of people out there who definitely understands exactly what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. I'm not going too deep into any details about anything, but this has been duly noted and on display for a lot of you for quite some time now in various ways. Okay. Whew. It is not easy speaking about this shit in such a general form. Damn. Okay, so the point of everything that's taking place right now, what you guys need to be aware of happening right now, every one of us on an individual level, is that you are being recalibrated at this time. Everything energetically is being recalibrated at this time. The restart button has been hit. This is coming from the spirit realm. The reset button has been hit. The world as you know it is changing, and the frequency vibration on this planet is rising. Some will explain this as two earths, okay? The world coming to an end. These things, okay? You need to understand that this is happening on an energetic level. And because it is happening on an energetic level, it is going to bring about physical production. The world on a grand scale is beginning to concentrate on a vibrational frequency of oneness, balance, inner peace, happiness. We are all in one way, one form or another, letting go of things that no longer serves us, finding our inner peace, and coming into balance with all that is in our life. Whether we agree with it or not, we are making peace with these things for the sake of the benefit of our higher self and for the greater good. The Most High has spoken. The Most High has spoken, and the Mother Earth has filtered out a lot of this negative energy that has been plaguing her for so long. This has come from all the heartbreak, all the hurt, the misfortune, the misguidedness, the misteachings, okay, the misleadings of others, okay? It's no one's fault, and yet it's all of our fault, because we have all had a choice. We all had the option to choose, and you choose what it is that you desire, okay? And your desire is in your heart. And most of you are using your head, and you are using your core chakras. Okay, I'm gonna just put it like that. You're using your core chakras, and you're using your brain, and you're operating from a place of doubt, from a place of illusion, a place of fear. Okay, you are telling yourself that you lack instead of being, abundant in your energy. Okay, you have to understand that your state of mind is what creates your physical reality, and most of the world is learning to change the way they choose to see themselves, and the way they choose to see their planet, the way how they choose to see how they are in relation to the planet and to the world around them as a whole. Okay, and with this being said, the energy frequency itself on the planet is changing. So people are less reluctant to be as negative as they were before. And now, with that being said, there are some things that I am going to put out there as I have done before. When it comes to this dark, this negative, this shadow aspect of self, you need to understand that that is necessary in order for you to evolve. It's necessary for you to go through these things in order for you to evolve. So therefore, the shadow, the dark side, it's not a negative thing. Which brings us to the point of perception is reality. It's all in how you choose to look at it. You know, it's not necessarily a negative thing. It's all about helping you evolve and how you choose to look at things. You know what I'm saying to you? And so experiences that you go through sometimes, yes, you're going to react negatively. You're going to have a reaction emotionally. You're going to want to act out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it is in your best interest to sit that out, wait that energy out, and feel it out until you can understand it, where it's coming from and why it's happening on the inside. And then once you get to that space, you're able to act accordingly and maneuver and navigate your situations according to what's best beneficial for you and your spirit and what makes you happy. That is not something that anyone else can actually tell you how to do, because only you know what you need inside. And if you spend every waking moment trying to live to the standards of other people, you will forever find yourself in misery, because you truly have not ever learned how to truly accept yourself. And so, how can you truly love anyone? How do you even know how to accept anyone else if you haven't accepted yourself? You know? So these are things to think about, you know what I'm saying? And I speak on this on a level of, look at the decisions and the choices that you make for your life. Who are you doing these things for? Is it beneficial for you, or is it working against you? You know, because you got to understand, sometimes we put our energy into things that does not serve us any good, you know, but we hold on to these things because we feel like we need them, or we feel like, you know, we have to have them in one sense or another, but it doesn't serve us any good. It it doesn't bring you any kind of benefit. It doesn't bring you any kind of you know, happiness or relief or positive energy in any kind of way. So it's like, you know, why are you even holding on to this shit? A good example of that is like for some people who smoke cigarettes. And it's not to knock people who smoke if that's your thing and that brings you pleasure, whatever the case, you know, that, I mean, that's your thing. And that's another aspect of it too, pleasure. A lot of people do things for the sake of pleasure, but is it really bringing you any benefit? You know what I'm saying? Which brings us back to the cigarette. What benefits are you getting out of that? You know, is it taking away from you more so than you gaining from it? You know what I mean? Like, these are the things that we have to start to look at when we make choices and decisions for ourselves, because it's the things that we feed our energy into that ultimately creates our reality, our physical reality. You have to start to take responsibility for what your world is. You have to start to take that responsibility for why things are the way they are in your world in order for you to change them. Otherwise, they'll never change, because you'll always be looking for somebody else to change your reality. Your reality is your own, and only you can change that if you so choose. But you're not going to change it, you know, looking for somebody else to bring you that change. It'll probably come through someone, and sometimes it'll be a good thing and sometimes it'll be a negative thing, but either way the change is going to come. That's the one thing that is for certain: change. This is why it's important to be open to the process and allow the ebb and flow of life to just happen, you know. Allowing the ebb and flow in life to just happen, not trying to control anything, but the only thing you're really doing is what makes you happy. And that's the whole point of being here. That's the whole point of life. If you're not doing what makes you happy, then what are you doing? I'm gonna leave it at that, y'all. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, and I hope you was able to take something from this, right? So, I holla. Why not?